There's drama, and then there's melodrama. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 weirdest storylines in British soaps.
What's it for?
Kylie, don't move!
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the most bizarre and nonsensical moments and plot lines from British soaps.
I'm never gonna let go of you again.
Number 10, Tanya buries Max alive, EastEnders. When Tanya cross-learned her husband Max had been cheating on her with daughter-in-law Stacey, viewers were looking forward to seeing the beautician taking revenge. But what follows is more in keeping with a Stephen King film than a pre-Watershed show. With the help of toy boy Sean, Tanya drugs Max, drags him through a wood, then buries him alive in a shallow grave. Because what else is she supposed to do, right?
Tanya, he's still alive?
I know.
Well, how long till he wakes up?
What do you think he's gonna do? Dig himself out? Just fill it in!
The episode prompted dozens of complaints to Ofcom, forcing the BBC to apologise for the harrowing scenes.
Bye, Max.
Number 9. Fake Gavin, Coronation Street. Soaps are often populated by charlatans, and Corrie is no exception. In this storyline, Andy steals his friend Gavin's identity and fools Gavin's father Michael into believing he is his long-lost son.
I can't believe I've got you back in my life, son.
I'll call you next week.
Just for a joke, you understand. But things get out of hand when Michael collapses, and soon everyone on the street knows the truth about Andy, except for his hapless father.
Which one of you isn't my son? Him? Or you?
In case you were worried the story might have a happy ending, the real Gavin, the fake Gavin, and Michael all eventually die. Never a dull moment.
Michael, I'm so sorry.
Number 8, the teenage serial killer, Emmerdale. In 2018, Emmerdale seemingly transformed into Game of Thrones when teenage serial killer Lachlan White went on a killing spree that would impress even Ramsay Bolton.
We both know what happened to them, don't we?
By the time White's reign of terror ends, he had either murdered or attempted to murder his parents, Jerry, Freddie, Paul, Liv, Robert, Rebecca, and Sam.
I didn't plan it, I just did it. She got what she deserved.
Despite the rising body count, White is somehow able to evade justice for crimes even the Keystone Cops would solve. By the end, many fans were begging soap bosses to end what they called the ridiculous storyline.
Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand that, Lachlan?
Number 7. The Runaway Tram, Coronation Street. History has shown that there is no more dangerous place to live than in the world of a soap. In 1993, Emmerdale suffered a catastrophic plane crash, but for this list, we've gone with the events of so-called Corrie-geddon Week in 2010. An explosion from a gas leak is followed by a freak tram accident that kills off several key characters and leaves the street looking like something from a disaster film. Amusingly, some viewers reportedly contacted Metrolink afterwards to confirm that services were still running after the crash. Oh dear. Number 6, the Wrong Archie, Emmerdale. Another case of mistaken identity, and this time it features Archie, the son of businessman Jay Sharma. After Archie's mum Rachel disappears with the boy, Jay is contacted by a sketchman who offers to sell him back his son.
I'm telling you, I've been burnt by this kind of stuff before, so whatever it is that you have...
I have your son.
Sounds legit, right? Amazingly, Jay agrees to the deal and hands over £40,000 to a complete stranger while somehow failing to notice the child he receives in exchange isn't actually his son.
Babe, who's this kid? It's Archie. Who do you think it is?
Nor does he ask what had become of Archie's mother. No prizes for guessing it was a scam.
He must have seen a photo on the internet and taken a kid just like him. They're almost identical.
Number 5, enjoy the ride. Hollyoaks. You've heard of 4 weddings and a funeral, but what about 2 weddings and 4 funerals? In this storyline from 2012, a minibus crashes into a wedding venue after an improbable series of events, including faulty brakes and a girl stepping into the path of 2 speeding vehicles. What follows is the biggest explosion since Luke Skywalker destroyed the Death Star in Star Wars, and the death of key character Maddie from falling wreckage is more farcical than tragic. No wonder the soap is nicknamed Deadly Oaks by fans.
She's dead.
Number 4, the unlikely serial killer, Coronation Street. Another mass murderer for our list, and this one comes in the dubious form of teacher John Stape.
I was only trying to stop you screaming, that's all.
The actor who played him, Graham Hawley, once said that everything that happened to Stape bordered on the absurd, and he's not exaggerating.
It's time to tell Fizz the dirty truth about John Stape! No!
More a comic character than a true villain, John still managed to rack up a list of crimes that included murder, kidnap, and identity theft. But arguably his silliest moment comes when he falls from a hospital roof and still manages to walk away afterwards. I mean, what are the odds?
When my officers went to retrieve your husband's body, there was nothing there.
What?
Nothing.
Number 3, Dirty Den returns. EastEnders. In 2003, Dirty Den Watts became the first British soap star to prove there is life after death when he returned to Albert Square following a 14-year absence.
It's me. Oh, come on. Don't I get a proper hug or what?
After he was shot in 1989 by a gangland organisation, Den's body was identified by his adopted daughter, Sharon, and he even got a funeral. But years later, he makes a controversial return, and we learn that he has been sunning himself in Spain for the past decade. Too bad he only survived a few years before being killed off again. Number 2, the deadly virus, Brookside. Brookside saw many sensationalist stories in the 90s, including religious cults, suicide pacts, and incestuous relationships. But for this list, we've opted for the mysterious killer virus in 1995 that the characters blame on everything from pizzas to chickens.
He's dead.
After 3 people die, the close is quarantined until the matter is resolved, because remarkably, the virus hasn't spread anywhere else.
Doc reckons it's going to be touch and go. Reckons it's this virus thing that's doing the rounds.
And just like the expendable red shirts in Star Trek, the more minor characters are the only ones who end up dying to the illness. Imagine that.
No one goes out, no one comes in. Do we know what the hell's going on?
Number 1. The worst ending possible, Crossroads. Every show wants to finish on a dream ending, but the Crossroads scriptwriters took things a bit too literally in 2003.
Angela, wake up.
After 2 years of crisis as a hotel boss, Angela is roused from a daydream, and we learn that the entire plot of the soap is nothing more than the fantasy of a checkout worker.
You alright? That was the weirdest thing. It was like I drifted off to this very strange place. You what? It was somewhere really beautiful.
What a cop-out! Worse, the idea isn't even a new one, with US soap Dallas once using a similar plot device in the 80s to explain away the death of Bobby Ewing. Bloody hell.
Oh, Bobby, it was awful.
When I woke up, I thought that you were dead.
What?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Watch Mojo UK and subscribe for more great content.